Yeah, welcome to another one of my self-help videos. So at the moment we've got the car jacked up, the right wheel off the floor, handbrake on, we've chocked the front wheel, it's in gear, release the handbrake and spin the wheel. Okay, that's how easily it spins with the handbrake off. Handbrake fully on. And that's how easily it spins with the handbrake fully on. Okay, so I'm going to need to remove the wheel and adjust the handbrake. So the first step in that is to release the handbrake. And inside here is a 30mm nut which you have to back, or a bolt which you have to back all the way off. You then need to pump up the front brake, but we do that first anyway. Okay, until it goes hard, and we'll back that off, we'll take the wheel off, we'll free up the mechanism and then adjust the handbrake back up again, having pumped the foot brake again. Okay, so this is the first part of how to adjust the handbrake on a Saab or Vauxhall, because it's the same thing. Okay, so this is the handbrake mechanism. There's a spring, and then there's a cable here, and this adjuster, before I backed it off, was all the way forwards. And you can see that the brake does work on the foot brake because the disc is clean. So we know that works, we know the sliders work, we know all this bit works here. So what we need to do is free this bit off, because as you see it's gone rusty and dirty. So I'll free that off with WD-40 and just working it back and forth. Then adjust the handbrake up and hopefully everything then works. So at the moment what I've done, I've taken a ratchet here, 30mm socket, and just back that all the way off. That's not all the way off. There it is. It is now. Okay, so that's just 30mm socket on an extension. So I'll pump this foot brake up. Again, still solid. And then we're back down here. As you can see, we've got a big distance here between this piece and the stop there. So the next job is to free it all off. Awesome. Okay, just putting the camera back on, because the solution to getting this to move is to hit it carefully with the hammer. You see we're getting a little bit of movement out to that quadrant thing now, so put the trim tool back on there and tap it again. Oops. Might need two hands for this. Right, it's now springing back. This is good. Which means it may move just by, it does, it moves by hand. Can you see that? Just pushing it by hand. Which means that's freed off. So the problem was that quadrant bit there, that I'm calling it, because you used to call that on a Mini, wasn't moving. I'll just WD-40 into there. So literally all I've used is this WD-40 and hit it, which means that's moved. Before, this bit was all the way up there. There's a big gap just where I've got the trim tool, and this wasn't moving at all, which is what puts the handbrake on. Right, so now if we go back inside, the handbrake should now work on this side of the car. Well, when I've pushed the foot brake and adjusted this bolt back up to solid, handbrake's still off. Do this by feel. Once the threads have gone to a point where it feels stiff, which it's starting to stiffen up now, that should be point, and again pressing the foot brake again, when the travel has been taken up by the handbrake. At the moment that moves freely. If I now pull on the handbrake lever, oh, that needs a lot more adjusting. That now works, it's solid. Okay, so handbrake off again, foot brake again. And more adjusting you need because it should come on about 3 or 4 clicks. That's now gone stiff again. Again, foot brake again. This should still move, it does. The gap's opened up at the back. Handbrake. Less clicks this time. Solid. Okay. So that is a solution to fixing that problem. Is this bit here needs to be able to move back and forth under spring tension. If I had another person I could actually show you the movement it does. There, you just, yeah. So that's about half a centimetre. Release the handbrake. And I don't see any movement. But it has released the handbrake. That's not quite free enough. Well, you stay there, can it not? I'm going to stay there too. Okay. You stay there looking at that. Handbrake going on. 4 clicks. Handbrake off. Did anything move? That's still quite stiff. There's not a lot of difference between on and off. So that's the wheels moving freely there. I think that's 2 or 3 clicks. And that's absolutely solid. Isn't it? That's handbrake off. Yeah, and that's released. Awesome. From now.